Listen closely, because this moment is no accident. The fact that you are here, reading these words, is a subtle nudge from the universe, a quiet whisper urging you to awaken. Every breath you take, every pause you allow, holds hidden guidance. Shaolin masters have long known that life is not measured only by the actions we take, but by the awareness we cultivate in the spaces between those actions. I am Shi Hingyi, and today, I will take you on a journey into the unseen currents of life. You will discover the blessing of awareness, the sacred ability to notice the patterns, signs, and energies that most overlook. You will learn why silence and still observation are more powerful than any outward action, and how even a single mindful breath can connect you to forces far greater than yourself. Throughout this video, I will reveal insights from ancient Shaolin wisdom, lessons that have been hidden in plain sight for centuries. We will explore how attentiveness transforms ordinary moments into profound revelations. You will uncover practices that sharpen perception, cultivate inner clarity, and allow guidance to flow effortlessly into your life. Stay with me until the end, because the truths we will explore are not fleeting. They are subtle shifts that can change the trajectory of your inner world. Every principle shared here carries the potential to awaken dormant strength and reveal opportunities the mind often overlooks. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a space dedicated to the art of inner mastery and the silent power that resides in stillness. If you are ready to step deeper into your own awareness and unlock the hidden currents shaping your life, subscribe now and join our community of seekers. The path begins with a single mindful observation, and today that observation starts here. True strength often whispers. It is found not in motion but in the space between actions. I have witnessed countless seekers chase power, knowledge, and success, only to find themselves exhausted and lost. The secret they overlook lies in stillness. In Shaolin teachings, mastery begins in silence, not in movement. The mind, like water, must settle before it can reflect truth. Stepping away from noise, distractions, and the constant pull of the world is not a retreat, it is preparation. Every sound, every interruption, fractures attention and scatters energy. In stillness, however, the currents of life reveal themselves. Thoughts become sharper, emotions lighter, and the body resonates with a calm alertness that cannot be forced. Shaolin monks do not seek this quiet as a mere escape. They cultivate it as a source of power. In the quiet, subtle truths emerge. A fleeting feeling, a moment of clarity, or an insight long buried can surface when the mind is uncluttered. Divine guidance, which often speaks in whispers rather than commands, finds its way into a soul that has paused. The world may praise speed, noise, and action, yet the deepest victories, those over fear, doubt, and inner chaos, are won in silence. Stillness is not emptiness. It is presence. It allows awareness to grow without interference, like sunlight touching a pond, illuminating every shadow beneath. In these moments, the body, mind, and spirit align, and the true path becomes visible. The Shaolin principle is simple yet profound. Mastery cannot be rushed. It is cultivated in the quiet, nurtured by patience, and strengthened by the courage to stand unmoved while the world swirls around you. Every moment offers a mirror, yet few truly pause to look. In the quiet of awareness, one can observe the subtle movements of the mind, the rise and fall of emotions, and the habitual patterns that guide action. This is the practice of self-observation, a cornerstone of Shaolin meditation and the path to inner mastery. To watch without judgment is not to withdraw from life, but to engage with it more deeply, with clarity and discernment. When we sit in stillness and allow our thoughts to pass like clouds across the sky, we begin to notice repetition, fears that surface at the same triggers, desires that pull insistently, or impulses that drive unconsidered action. Shaolin practitioners have long understood that awareness alone begins to dissolve the grip of these patterns. Reflection becomes a quiet force, shaping a mind that responds rather than reacts. The discipline of self-observation cultivates authority over the inner world. By witnessing thoughts and feelings without attaching to them, the mind grows less swayed by distraction anger, or doubt. Each moment of noticing is a moment of freedom, a chance to choose response over reaction, to act from clarity rather than habit. This is the subtle power that Shaolin training imparts, the ability to remain centered even when the world moves chaotically around you. Over time, reflection becomes a living practice woven into every action. Walking, speaking, or simply breathing, the awareness of one's inner state informs every choice. The mind, once scattered, becomes an instrument of precision, able to navigate life with intention and wisdom. Ancient masters called this the cultivation of inner authority, a sovereignty not over others, but over oneself. In this space, freedom is found, not in external control, but in the discipline of watching, understanding, and gently guiding the self toward balance and truth. True transformation is quiet, gradual, and often unseen. It does not arrive in bursts of inspiration or sudden breakthroughs. It is forged through daily practice, repeated with intention and care. In the Shaolin tradition, every movement, every breath, and every stance is an act of disciplined cultivation. Strength, focus, and resilience are not gifts. They are earned through patient, consistent effort. The discipline of daily practice begins with small, deliberate actions. Rising each day with purpose, even when motivation wavers, is a form of mastery. Shaolin monks understand that the body and mind are like clay, molded slowly over time. A single day's effort may seem insignificant, but accumulated, it creates profound shifts. Consistency transforms ordinary routines into sacred rituals, and through these rituals, the blessings of clarity, endurance, and inner calm emerge naturally. Practical practices, though simple, hold immense power when performed with awareness. A few conscious breaths in the morning can center the mind. Journaling reflections each evening allows lessons to settle and insights to surface. Meditation, even for a short period, tunes attention inward, fostering clarity and emotional balance. Each practice, repeated daily, becomes a thread in the fabric of self-mastery, weaving resilience and intention into the very essence of being. The Shaolin path teaches that discipline is not rigid or harsh. It is a gentle devotion to one's own growth. By showing up for ourselves every day, we honor the potential within and align with the natural flow of life. Through repeated effort, the mind sharpens, the body strengthens, and the spirit deepens. The blessings we seek, wisdom, presence, peace, are cultivated quietly in these daily acts, waiting patiently to reveal themselves to those who remain faithful to the practice. Beneath every movement, every thought, and every breath, there flows an unseen current, qi, the life force that animates all living things. Shaolin philosophy teaches that this energy is not passive. It can be cultivated, directed, and harmonized. The body becomes more than flesh and bone. It transforms into a vessel for awareness, strength, and presence. To understand qi is to recognize that life itself moves in rhythms far subtler than the eye can perceive. Awareness of energy begins with the body, feeling the rise and fall of breath, the subtle shifts of tension, and the pulse of vitality. Yet qi is not limited to the physical. It extends to thoughts and emotions. Anxiety, doubt, or anger can cloud energy, scattering it like wind-driven leaves. Conversely, calm attention, intention, and alignment allow it to circulate freely, enhancing clarity, focus, and inner harmony. Shaolin training emphasizes this circulation, teaching that mastery arises when the body, mind, and energy move in unison. Tuning into these subtle sensations is a spiritual skill, often overlooked by those who chase external accomplishments. When practiced, it sharpens perception, cultivates presence, and deepens connection to life's hidden currents. Each breath becomes a reminder that energy is not a resource to be spent carelessly, but a force to be observed, refined, and directed. Even small adjustments, posture, awareness of tension, or mindful breathing can awaken latent reserves of vitality and calm. Over time, the practice of energy awareness transforms daily experience. Ordinary moments, walking, speaking, listening, become charged with intention. One's presence is felt more deeply, influence carried naturally, and decision-making guided by insight rather than impulse. In the quiet attentiveness to Qi, the path of Shaolin mastery reveals itself. Power is subtle, influence is gentle, and the soul grows resilient as energy flows harmoniously through every thought, movement, and breath. Every action carries weight, far beyond the surface of what is seen. In Shaolin philosophy, movement and thought are inseparable. The body is an extension of the mind, and every deliberate act shapes character as much as circumstance. To act without awareness is to drift. To act with intention is to align with a higher purpose. True mastery arises when thoughts, values, and actions move in harmony, each reinforcing the other. Alignment begins with clarity. When the mind is still and focused, choices emerge naturally, guided not by fleeting impulses, but by an inner compass rooted in integrity and understanding. Shaolin teachings emphasize that even the smallest gestures, how one walks, speaks, or breathes, reflect the state of the inner self. Each movement becomes a mirror of discipline, each decision a thread in the fabric of character. When actions resonate with purpose, they carry a quiet power that shapes life subtly but profoundly. Intentional action is a practice of connection. It is an invitation to act as a channel, allowing insight, wisdom, and divine guidance to flow through every decision. Impulse may bring temporary satisfaction, but clarity brings lasting alignment. By observing motives, weighing consequences, and choosing deliberately, the mind becomes steady, the heart open, and the spirit attuned to forces greater than oneself. Shaolin masters understood that mastery is not measured by what is achieved outwardly, but by the integrity and harmony that guide each action inwardly. Over time, this alignment transforms ordinary life into a living practice of mindfulness and purpose. Decisions are no longer reactive. They are deliberate expressions of values, reflections of inner strength, and conduits for wisdom. The world may move chaotically, but the one who acts with clarity and intention moves like water, flexible, powerful, and deeply connected to the currents of life. In this way, every step, gesture, and thought becomes sacred, revealing the path of personal mastery and quiet influence. Life carries weight, often in forms unseen, memories that linger, fears that whisper, and attachments that bind the heart. Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery is not only cultivated through effort, but also through release. To hold too tightly is to invite suffering. To let go is to create space for clarity, strength, and unexpected blessings. Freedom begins when the mind stops clinging and the heart opens to the present moment. Release is not weakness, but a deliberate act of courage. It requires observing thoughts, emotions, and memories without judgment, acknowledging their presence, and allowing them to pass like clouds across the sky. Mindfulness practices train this capacity, showing that attachment is a choice, and that every burden carried unnecessarily dims the light of awareness. As the mind learns to witness without grasping, inner tension softens, and the spirit finds ease in simply being. Letting go also transforms the way we relate to the world. Expectations, grudges, and regrets create invisible walls, blocking the flow of energy and the reception of subtle guidance. When these walls dissolve, life moves more fluidly. Shaolin philosophy teaches that the heart, unburdened and open, becomes a channel for insight, intuition, and the quiet miracles that often go unnoticed. The blessings we seek are not found in accumulation, but in the gentle surrender to what is, allowing life to unfold with precision and grace. The practice of release is ongoing, a rhythm woven into daily life. Each time fear is set down, each moment an expectation is loosened, and every memory of pain is allowed to settle, the soul grows lighter. In this openness, true strength emerges, not as control over circumstances, but as mastery of the self. It is in this space, free of attachment, that clarity arises, guidance flows, and the heart becomes receptive to the quiet gifts the universe offers. Gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling. It is a force that transforms the ordinary into the sacred. In the quiet moments of life, small miracles appear, sunlight through leaves, a steady breath, the warmth of connection, and recognizing them awakens a deeper awareness. Shaolin teachings and mindfulness traditions have long honored gratitude as a practice that grounds the mind, calms the spirit, and illuminates the path of inner mastery. To cultivate gratitude is to train attention toward what is present rather than what is absent. The practice begins simply pausing each day to notice the subtle gifts that surround and sustain life. A moment of awareness can turn the mundane into a profound lesson, a simple act into a reflection of abundance. Shaolin monks often begin and end their days acknowledging these small wonders, allowing gratitude to set the tone for action, thought, and interaction. This daily practice strengthens awareness. When gratitude becomes habitual, the mind becomes less reactive and more attuned to the rhythms of life. Challenges are seen not as burdens, but as teachers, and successes are met with humility and presence. Gratitude opens the heart, softening the grip of fear, envy, and discontent. Each acknowledgement of blessing reinforces a sense of inner peace, cultivating resilience and clarity even amidst chaos. The power of gratitude is subtle yet profound. Like ripples on still water, it expands quietly, affecting perception, energy, and choices. By taking time each day to give thanks, silently, inwardly, with full attention, one nurtures a life aligned with purpose and presence. Over time, gratitude becomes a lens through which all experiences are seen, revealing hidden opportunities, unexpected guidance, and the sacred rhythm underlying everyday existence. In this way, the simple act of giving thanks becomes a gateway to inner strength, clarity, and lasting harmony. True strength is quiet and steady, arising not from domination over the world, but from mastery over oneself. Shaolin philosophy teaches that personal power begins within, cultivated through discipline, awareness, and deliberate practice. The mind, when trained, becomes a steadfast anchor amid life's turbulence, and the heart, when balanced, radiates calm even in the midst of challenge. Mastery is not about control over circumstances, but the ability to remain centered, clear, and purposeful regardless of them. Inner strength is forged through resilience, the capacity to face difficulty without losing balance. Shaolin teachings pair mental toughness with compassion, showing that firmness and gentleness are not opposing forces but complementary expressions of true mastery. The mind learns to endure, adapt, and persevere, while the heart remains open, capable of empathy and understanding. This combination creates a power that is not loud or forceful, but deep, enduring, and transformative. Challenges in this perspective are not obstacles but sacred opportunities. Each trial exposes hidden patterns, tests focus, and invites growth. When approached with awareness, struggle becomes a teacher, revealing aspects of character that would remain hidden in ease. Pain, disappointment, and uncertainty are reframed as forces that refine resilience and deepen wisdom. The Shaolin path encourages embracing these moments with calm discernment, observing reactions, and choosing responses rooted in insight rather than fear or habit. Through consistent practice, reflection, and alignment with purpose, inner strength becomes a living presence. It is felt in the steadiness of breath, the clarity of thought, and the quiet confidence that arises from knowing one can face life without losing self. Resilience is not only endurance, but the graceful capacity to bend without breaking, to move with life's currents while remaining anchored in awareness, discipline, and compassion. In this balance, personal mastery unfolds naturally, and the soul becomes both firm and free. The divine does not always arrive in grand gestures or dramatic moments. Often, it is woven into the fabric of ordinary life, quietly present in the rhythm of a breath, the stillness between thoughts, the subtle exchange of kindness, or the unfolding of a challenge. Shaolin teachings remind us that awareness is the gateway to perceiving this presence. The sacred is not distant, it is intimate, waiting to be recognized in each moment we pause and observe. Mindfulness opens the door to this connection. By attending fully to the present, the mind becomes a lens through which the hidden currents of life are revealed. Every action, thought, and intention carries subtle guidance. Intentional living, moving, speaking, and choosing with clarity, aligns the self with these currents, allowing insight and wisdom to flow effortlessly. Through self-mastery, we cultivate the capacity to recognize patterns, opportunities, and lessons that would otherwise go unnoticed. Ordinary moments transform into opportunities for communion with the divine. Each interaction, no matter how small, contains meaning. Each challenge carries a message. Even the simplest act, like taking a breath with awareness, is a practice of reverence for life itself. Shaolin philosophy teaches that when the heart and mind are attuned, every experience becomes a mirror reflecting deeper truths. Gratitude, stillness, discipline, and reflection sharpen perception, revealing guidance that is always present yet subtle, like sunlight filtering through mist. By approaching life with intention and presence, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Divine insight flows through the choices we make, the attention we give, and the awareness we cultivate. Every day, every encounter, and every breath is a sacred lesson, an invitation to deepen connection with what is greater than ourselves. In this way, the path of mastery is also a path of communion, where the divine is not sought afar but discovered continuously in the living of life itself. The fact that you have found this video is itself a subtle blessing, a quiet invitation to awaken and step more fully into awareness. Life often sends guidance in ways that are gentle and easily overlooked, and today this message has reached you for a reason. The path we explored together shows that inner stillness, disciplined practice, self-awareness, gratitude, and alignment with purpose are the pillars of personal mastery. Each of these principles is a tool, a guide, and a way to navigate life with clarity, calm, and strength. By embracing them, the ordinary becomes sacred, challenges become teachers, and every choice becomes an opportunity to grow. Remember, mastery begins within. It is cultivated quietly, moment by moment, through mindful presence and conscious action. When the mind is attentive, the heart is open, and the spirit is aligned. Even the simplest experiences, each breath, each interaction, each pause, become channels for insight, guidance, and connection to the divine. Take these lessons into your daily life. Observe without judgment, act with intention, release what no longer serves you, and cultivate gratitude for every small blessing. Over time, these practices will shape not just your moments, but the quality of your life, bringing resilience, clarity, and peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May your path be guided by awareness and grace. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, Shaolin Soulfire, so we can continue exploring the art of inner mastery together. Let each day be a step toward quiet strength and profound insight.